Andrew Leung is an international and independent China strategist, and he joins us from Hong Kong. Great to have you on the programme. It is interesting to hear what Michelle was saying. There is a lot of fear about the situation in Hong Kong right now. Carrie Lam has said that she will try to extinguish some of these fears. Is that message getting through?
Well, this national security law is definitely a watershed in the way Hong Kong is governed. But also it underlines the kind of dichotomy of the one country, two systems, because 23 years after the handover in 1997, Hong Kong has got zero guarantees for national security. Now, of course, that means that there's a lot of freedom, and the freedom, of course, is guaranteed under Hong Kong's laws and Hong Kong's constitution. But on the other hand, some of these freedoms have been exploited and also hijacked to fuel a kind of not only anti-Beijing, but threatening national security, directly promoting Hong Kong's independence, for example. Now, of course, national security is imperative for any country. Don't forget, in the world's oldest and most powerful democratic country, in the United States, there are many, many national security laws, including the Patriot Act, which also contain draconian measures. But I think at the end of the day, Hong Kong has been allowing a free press, even anti-Beijing free press, and also every year there is a set of commemoration, a virgil on June the 4th, okay. And so on. So I think that Beijing really wants one country, two systems that succeed, but not in such a way as threatening national security.
And what do you make of the decision by social media companies right now?
Yeah, well, there's a deeper angle to that. Now, let's not forget that TikTok is only a subsidiary of a Chinese company. It's a Chinese company. It's called ByteDance. And of course, TikTok has been extremely popular now, not only in China, under another name, it's called Douyin. And Hong Kong, in fact, is a very, very small market compared with TikTok's global kind of coverage. For example, in Hong Kong, there are only 150,000 followers. But then, for example, in India, there are billions of users of this application, and in other countries. So, and in fact, the TikTok business in Hong Kong is losing money because it's just too small. But on the other hand, what TikTok wants to do is to showcase to the world that it's not a Chinese company. It's just like the other tech giants like Facebook and so on and so forth, YouTube. It's not going to be subject to any influence of Beijing. And that's what it's trying to do in Hong Kong by exiting the Hong Kong company, the Hong Kong market, which is now subject to the rigors of this national security law.
Okay. And what would you answer to people looking from the outside at Hong Kong thinking this is the end of Hong Kong as we know it?
Well, of course, as I said, this is a watershed, and it's never been done before. But then, in a way, Beijing has been pushed into it. And you look at what happened in Hong Kong with the fire and fury in the streets, threatening not only the way of life in Hong Kong, the law and order, but also blatantly insulting Beijing. And violating emblems of Beijing's authority, with petrol bombs and threatening the police stations and even people of different opinions. And even one bystander was set on fire. So all of these are really warning signals to Beijing that things are getting out of hand, and hence this national security law. But at the end of the day, Hong Kong judiciary still enjoys a high international reputation. It's a question of how this law is actually implemented while preserving the integrity of Hong Kong judicial system and also guarding national security. Okay. A great deal remains to be seen.
Indeed, a great deal does remain to be seen, and lots of details from Carrie Lam are missing there. Thank you so much, Andrew Leung.